Hello, and welcome to Lesson 2 of our Electrons in Atoms unit. So in our last lesson, we were focusing on the arrangement of the electrons, those pesky little things flying around the nucleus. In Lesson 2, we're focusing on electrons in terms of waves. And so kicking it off, we're going to talk about this quantum model, and specifically we're going to be looking at the electromagnetic waves. And so we can see that light is acting both like a photon, but also like a wave, which makes things a little bit confusing. And so as we look at this electromagnetic spectrum, we can see that there's many different sizes of wavelengths and intensities of energy. We can see some common examples down below of where some of these everyday examples fit, things all the way from AM and FM radios to X-rays and gamma rays, etc. That will lead us to these components of the waves, and we'll be doing some calculating in terms of frequency and wavelength and seeing how those are related, and then we can also tie that in with calculating the energy of a wave. The second part of Lesson 2 will deal with this atomic emission spectra. This idea that if light passes through a prism, that's going to give us a continuous light, but that we can also see a discontinuous spectra as well that's given off by electrons. And so we're going to dive into this idea of the spectra. We're going to look at some examples of different elements, and we're going to do a lab that's going to allow us to measure the specific lines created by hydrogen. Finally, we'll wrap up Chapter 13 and Lesson 2, looking a little bit at Einstein and his photoelectric effect and what that all means. Once again, Edify hosts all our resources in addition to the classroom resources, many of which will be passed out to you. Once again, following the answer key folder, there are many extra resources, videos, worksheets, internet links that can help you to understand the material found in Lesson 2 of our Electrons and Atoms unit. So good luck as we wrap up our discussion of electrons.